well กับน้องได้บอกว่ามันคือความจริงว่าน้องคิดหลายใจน้องเริ่มสิหวันไหวกับคำถามที่ไอ้ยังบ่ตอบเพื่อสู่อีกใบต่อsana ai sebisa akin Ismon dadamin na puso ay wakaluluhain. Different sounds, diverse way, different rhythms. But one thing is constant is that language can be learned through melody, bonding experiences, and in many other ways. My name is Boa, and today I want to talk about how language is music that resonates with souls. A psychologist, Rachel Stevens, believes that language actively shapes human relationships through providing a common way for us to understand, for us to share subjective experiences, like emotions, giving them universal meaning. Patricia Kuhl's research emphasized the ages and social aspects. She proved that babies constantly automatically absorb language from the people in their surroundings as an unconscious social computational process rather than through conscious learning. Adults have to consciously try to remember what they learn and retain less in the same amount of time. Babies act as statistical listeners, tracking sound patterns to create a native language map in their minds, a process that's hyperactive before age 1 and slows down after age 7. So language has a critical period for learning. Babies can only do this with living people though. They never had the same results by listening to radios or TVs. So the social aspect is a crucial part of their superior learning process. I believe that language is a vital part of human connection as it helps us express our thoughts and emotions, set boundaries, and build trust. Without languages, it's harder to bond with others as we can't communicate as effectively. Human connection relies on us understanding their subjective messages. I often spend time singing traditional songs with my family and talking about our past and traditions, like receiving red envelopes on Xinyan or eating mooncakes on Chongqiujie. This has always made me feel emotionally connected to them, which sparked my curiosity on how language and music are connected and how they can alter people's social and emotional experiences in life. All languages have a word to identify common things, but just in different ways to say it. Japanese people uses pitch accents to identify different word meanings through sound emphasis, like hashi, which means chopsticks, and hashi, which means fish. In Xhosa, one of the 12 official languages in South Africa, they use 3 different types of clicking consonants for their conversations, like ikakile, which means it's clear. Despite these differences, most languages have their origins in the common branches of the global language tree. That's why words like milk, milk, or coffee, cafe, are identical across numerous different languages. Super easy to remember, right? I just taught you 17 different languages using a word you already know. Music and language share brain systems through neurocognition and how the brain processes them. In the 1970s, music and language were viewed to be processed by different hemispheres in the brain, called brain lateralization, language in the left and music in the right. Since 2001, advancement in research have shown that this is actually incorrect and that numerous parts of the brain work together to process sound and recognize speech simultaneously. Music and language has always been a big part of my life, and I believe that music can help improve language learning abilities through chanting, through techniques like chanting to help incorporate fluency, rhythm, and dynamics. Songs have been shown to help children retain new vocabulary long term and assist in better speaking ability and accuracy. I've studied 4 different languages so far, and I believe that using music makes the process much more easier and enjoyable. My mom has taught me a lot about languages, like Thai and Chinese, which I at first did not even understand. At first, I made a lot of mistakes in Chinese, like the time when I was trying to say 我想放飞, which means I want to fly. Instead, I said 我想放屁, which means I want to fart. My mom favorite Chinese songs on the car radio, teaching me pronunciation through the rhythms of these songs. Even though it took me lots of tries, I'm grateful for the support that my mom has given me and also encouraging me to help understand languages better. I've recently started learning Japanese through Duolingo and online games, but I believe that there could be better ways to help me learn, like listening to Japanese music, watching movies, or communicating with native speakers. Online language learning clubs help people from all around the world to make new friends, new connections, to practice the foreign languages they're learning, and making it much more of a social and emotional experience in life. I'd like to leave you with one last story of how music and language has connected in my life. I got an ukulele as a present from my aunt last Christmas. My little brother and I were experimenting with the basic notes as we were complete beginners at this. We went to Google, of course, to find information that could help us. We also sought advice from my aunt who used to play the guitar. But since she hadn't played it for a long time, she couldn't quite remember. Instead, she played a song that she used to play when she was much younger, Stories of a Kon Law, being captivated by a beautiful girl surrounded by nature. Through the traditional songs she played for me, I learned more about my family's style of music and how it connects with our Thai culture as well. This shows how music and language are interconnected and how they can be used to teach later generations about traditions and history relating to their culture. We can also learn about the cultures of others through music and language, sometimes impacting the choices we make in our own lives, causing cultural diffusion. Language and music are the strings that pass cultural heritage through generations and help connect the world. Before I close, I'd like to leave you with this. Inclusive for what is, ganbare for what comes, and more for everything in between. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Ganbare.